So I vlogged it today like I normally would. Took you through the day, talked a little bit about what was going on, all the normal stuff that I do in a vlog. Then I kind of had a realization that obviously I've known for a while and I've always been pretty good at this, but I realized that I'm not always great at it. And that's what I want to talk about. It's the topic of why you should not really care so much about what others think. So it's become really clear to me that so many people make so many decisions just based on like the approval of other people. They want certain jobs so that they can buy certain cars, so that they can impress certain people. And they will turn down certain opportunities because of how people might see it. They will accept other opportunities that they don't necessarily want to accept because they know it'll look good. They are afraid to do things that they really feel passionate about because they're worried about what people think. So many people are unhappy with life because all the decisions that they're making are to make other people happy, and they're not necessarily the decisions that are actually making the people happy in the first place. I think back to the time that I was deciding to leave the church where I'm at today and going full-time into my video production business. I was kind of really hesitant because I felt like people would think, oh, where was my heart, and why am I quitting the church thing? That's what I should be doing, and all those things that run through your head. And then I decided to obviously do that and go full-time, and I didn't hear any backlash from people at the church, but that's not the point of this conversation. Had I not decided that it didn't really matter what people thought, and it was more about what decision was best for my family and I'd still be working a full-time job. I'd still be enjoying my job because I enjoyed it here. I enjoyed working, but I wouldn't enjoy it nearly as much as I enjoy what I do now. But it's interesting because as I get to know people more and as I have more and more conversations with so many people that are unhappy in certain situations, I realize that at the heart of so many of the reasons that they do certain things and make certain decisions, it's because they don't want to let someone down or they want to impress someone else. And while I think it's really good to actually think about other people and to realize that not everything's about you in life, I think you're more in control of your overall happiness and what you do in life than you think. And the same people that you're trying so hard to impress, in all honesty, probably will forget about everything. Forget about you possibly months from now, years from now. They'll have zero significance, zero presence anywhere in your life. They'll be doing their own thing 5 to 10 years from now, 20 years from now. And what will you be doing if you just sat around because you didn't want to disappoint them? I think about so many kids that are in college because their parents want them to be in college, but they don't feel like they really want to do what they're even going to school for. But what's going to happen is they're either going to eventually realize they don't like what they were doing, and all the time they've wasted up until they eventually got this dream job that their parents wanted, it's all going to be a waste. And then they're going to be at square one deciding what they want to do with their life. They don't want to let their parents down because their parents are the ones that also want them to go to college because they want to impress their friends. They're living through their children they want them to go to Harvard because they want to be able to say their kid went to Harvard because it's impressive to them. What's it going to look like to say my son dropped out of Harvard because he wanted to be a YouTuber or a filmmaker? It's going to look bad to them because they care what other people think. And it's just funny because when I think back to certain people specifically that I felt like I was going to let down leaving the church, or certain people that I was trying to impress by making certain decisions, I don't even talk to any of those people anymore. All the people that I felt like I might have let down at one point could care less about me, whether I let them down or not. And I just look back and I think to myself, how many decisions did I possibly leave on the table that I could have done differently if I didn't care about impressing them? Or the opposite. How many did I leave on the table because I felt like I was going to let them down? The decision that you ultimately have to make is the decision that you feel is right for you. You have to be able to have the self-awareness to say, I know this doesn't seem right, and everyone around me will not agree with my decision, but I have to do it, because the pain of not doing it causes regret. And as much as you don't want to let your parents down by not going to college, or you don't want to take this job because you feel like there's a better opportunity for you to do something, you'll feel even worse with the regret of making the decision to please them now, and then realizing what you actually want to do no longer is possible because you let it slip away. So the question I have for you that hopefully you can think about is there something right now in life that you are deciding not to do because of one of those reasons? Is there something that's making you say, this person, I'll be letting that person down in a big way? Or I really want to do this, but it's going to look stupid, and I care about what people think about me. 20 years from now, 30 years from now, there's a high probability that a lot of the people in your life that are friends, not direct family members, probably won't be in your life anymore for whatever reason. And I'd hate to have to look back at things in life and be like, man, I should have done that, and I didn't. So that's my question for you. Is there anything in life that you desperately want to do, that you know is achievable? Maybe it's 5 years from now, 10 years from now, maybe it's a long road of working hard at it to make it happen. But you have the option to either right away say, you know what, I'm going for it. This is what I want to do, and I'm going to do everything it takes to make it happen. That includes letting people down. That includes doing things the way that I think they should be done. I'm not for 1 second suggesting that life is all about you. What I'm suggesting is that you make decisions that are right for you, your family, your overall life, because you're the one that has to live it. Or they might be really disappointed in you for a couple of weeks until you prove them wrong. I would much rather make a decision that lets people down, or that I disregard what people think and have it fail and be like, you know what, you were right, but at least I know you're right. That would be way easier for me than being able to say, you know what, I still to this day don't think you are right, but I have no way to prove it to you because it's now too late. I'm doing what I love today because I've gone with my instinct, gone with my gut, and I'm going full force at it. When you go full force at something because it's in your DNA, in your passion, man, big things can happen. I want big things to happen for you. It's the start of a new year. I want big things to happen. I want your goals to be accomplished. I want to help in any way that I can to make it happen. But at the end of the day, it comes down to you. You're the only one that actually makes the decision.